So module number 3, project organization and contracting. The contents from this module are a project scope, project priorities, development of the WPS, then development of process breakdown structure, development of the responsibility matrix, development of project communication plan, traditional management structure, project management organization structure. Here we seen the pure project matrix and task force. Then the project team, the responsibility of the various members, contract types, selection criteria, 3 R's of contracting, types of reimbursement and tendering procedure. Okay, so these are the contents from this module number 3. Okay, so first we will look about the WBS. Now what is mean by WBS? A WBS stands for, it is a work breakdown structure. Now what is mean by work breakdown structure? A simple example that I would like to give you from your uh, as you are in 8th semester and you become an engineer after say 2 months. Okay, so if you see the pattern of the engineering, the pattern of engineering is that they have to the student, those who want to become engineers, then he has to take admission, and the curriculum is for the 4 years. Okay, now you are not giving all the subject of all the semesters at in a one semester. So how this structure is divided means the 4 years they are divided in the 8 semesters. Okay, it means they are simplifying the that one, that you get a degree after a 4 years, but that 4 years they are first divided in terms of the semesters, then they are divided in terms of the subject that is to be taught in a particular subject or even semester. Okay, and you are slowly you are clearing the subjects. First semester you clear, second semester you clear, and so on up to the 8th semester. And once you clear all the semester from 1 to 8, then you will get a degree, you awarded a degree. So in this one what they are doing some breakdown structure of that years. Okay, the pattern of learning the engineering, they are divided in the different structured one. So here in the project also we always try to divide the number of activities, number of tasks. This is very important. So work breakdown structure is very important here. Okay, so we need to just break down the structure, and then we can what we say, we can easily do the work. Okay, so just like in a semester pattern, we know that we have to only clear one semester and there have the 6 subjects, and from that 6 subject again obviously we can again divide it in a number of the tasks. Just like a term work is different, internal assessment, the main examinations, and again the practical exam practicals, then practical term work and all. Okay, we are dividing that part, and we define that what is the timeline of it, what is the timeline. Okay, same thing is here in the work breakdown structure. Okay, so what we do first, if you see in this slide, then the first the we see the definition of work breakdown structure. It is identifies the task and deliverable associated with the project. So first we need to identify the task activity in the project, and then we are divided that activities and tasks. Okay, so deliverables associated with the projects that we have to first find. Now what is, why it is useful, why there is a need of doing a this WBS? Why not we say that yes, you just this is the project and you go ahead? Why we are dividing the we are making the work in a breakdown manner? The reason behind it, first one is to identify all the work of the project before you consider a delivery date and resources constraint. This is very important. If you see any type of the project, then that time you need to know the what type of the work it is. Okay, before we are executing that part and before we are delivering that one, first what we do, we have to identify the main task in a given project. Just like if you want to build up the chemical plant, Now, how we can divide that work breakdown structure? We can divide it on the basis of what? The equipments which we need, the construction part of the building, erection of the equipments, okay, then finalization of the technology. So what we do, we are identifying that one, and as per the project life cycle, we divided the various tasks and the activities. And this is very useful to do a work easily. If you are not breakdown, then it's very difficult to achieve. Just like again, I would like to give the same example from the teaching one, teaching learning. When you are learning a one subject, say project engineering and entrepreneurship management, that you are learning. Now it is not possible for you to learn in a one day. That's why this particular subject have a 30 to 40 hours. Means every day you have to spend 1 hour on that subject to learn it, to gain some basic things from that subject. After that one, you are not completing the task at a time. Just like there is a 10 tutorials, so you are not completed within a one day of 10 tutorials. So every week there is a one tutorial. It means we are divided the task. The task is what? To complete the term work, and to completion of the term work we have to complete a 10 tutorials, and that 10 tutorials may have the 2 3 questions each questions. Okay, so it means number of questions might be, say, if one tutorial have the 2 questions, means the 20 questions. Now what we do, the project management subject, we learn in 40 hours. We are not learn the continuous manner. Okay, so we just divided in terms of the hours. Then whatever be the task in that one, that is also we are divided, so that it is very easy to complete it. Just like it is not a problem to spend a 1 hour for this subject per day, because that is possible for us. Same thing, it is not possible to complete the whole task of the term work, but yes, within a 1 week we can complete one tutorial. So it will be easy for us to completion of that one, and one by one, once you complete one tutorial, second, third, fourth, and so on up to the 10, and after that your task is completed, and there is no extra burden on you. Same thing has happened in the project one. We have to divide as much as the activities and the tasks. It's very important. Then only it is possible for us to achieve. Otherwise, a lot of pressure is built up on us, and even we cannot manage that work also. Okay, so it is very useful to identify the work of the project and before delivering the dates. This is helps to team objectively identify the everything that needs to be done. Second is what? This helps a team objectively identify the everything that needs to be done. Third, develop an objective, rational view of the amount of work required. The first thing is to identify. It is very important to team members to know what exactly they want to do it. Okay, and once we have clarified what is the task, then there is no problem. Just like if I say you have to complete the 2 tutorials on the first module, I said if I am not properly divide that part, means the case studies, these are the case studies, from this one you will do this one, then what happen? You are confused. You don't know what exactly you want to do, and because of that one, you are because of the confused state of your mind, you are unable to do that task. Because I just say that you do it, and if I say you do it and I'm not giving the any direction, one thing, and second, if I'm not divided that part, then it will be very difficult for me to achieve the completion of that task. So it is very important in a project to we have to identify the different tasks, different work, different activities, and then as you have to make as simple as, so that it can be achievable. Next point, provide a basis for the next, identify the skill and resources required for the project. Now what is again the use of this WBS? What is the use of it? It is provide the basis for next, identify the skill and resources required for a project. It means, as I said, that we have to complete a one tutorial, and this is the topic. Now I am identifying that yes, this is the topic. You are identify, yes, this is the topic. Now we have to search on this one. And once you search on this one, definitely you can complete that part. Same thing is here in the project management, in the project one. We are always identifying the skills and the resources. Means which person to have a good skill to handle that particular task, how many resources is needed for completion of that task. Because once I say that yes, this is the one task, just like the erection of the equipments, for the erection of the equipments, this is my task. Now this task, how many resources I need, I again another question comes in my mind, how many the resources I need, how many people I need. Then again I have to answer that three people need. Okay, but which three persons we need for completion of that task? Then again I say yes, this from the one is from the maintenance department, one is from the process department, one is from the electrical mechanical department. Okay, so we are identify that people and we are giving the responsibility to these people to complete that part, complete that work. So WBS is again helpful for me to identifying the skills and the resources required for the project. Then provide the framework for clearly defining the pieces of the work and delegating responsibility. As I said, once I clear, yes, I have to erection of that equipment, and for that one, the three people I need from this department I need, and so I am giving a responsibility to these people. This is your task and you have to complete. This is the time frame, time completion, and this is the time frame where you have to complete that part. Okay, and these are the people unitely they are working on it. But if I said that yes, this is the task, the erection of the equipment, and I'm not providing any type of the resources and all, how I can provide? If I know the things, means if I know this is the task to be complete, if I don't know what is the task to complete, then it is not possible for me to complete it, because I am unknown or unaware about that part. Another point is lays of the foundation for analyzing the dependencies and for isolating the managing risk. This is very important. Dependency. Many activity are dependent on the other activities. If the activity A and B, and let's see, A, B, C. Now the C is depend on the B. A and B are the parallel one. Now C to be start only when the B and A is to be completed. Means at least the B to be completed. Okay, so that is what dependency. So here from that WBS I can easily understood, yes, this is the dependency task, this is the dependency activity. It means I have to more focus on the the predecessor activity, means the previous activity before the C, means the B. B is very important. If it is not complete, then it is not possible for to start the C. Okay, so that's why it is to analyzing the dependencies and isolating the and managing the risk of it. Another point is lays of the foundation for developing the bottom-up estimate for a project schedule. So WBS is again helpful for me to make a scheduling of a project, because once I clear the task, means the as much as I have to uh, clear just to break down that various tasks and activities, and then I can easily understood how much time is needed to complete that main activity. Means if I say the erection of the machine, erection of the equipment, then I know this is the equipment. If I say the distillation column, now what are the structure or what is the things is needed in the distillation column erection. Okay, and as you divide that the activity of erection of the distillation column in the number of sub activities, number of sub work, then I can easily count accurate time, how much time I needed to complete that task. Okay, so it is very helpful for us to identifying that part. uh, Second, identify the major components of the work. Now the question is how I can make that the process, how I can make the WBS. So work breakdown process is that from top to down. So there are some keys and some rules that you have to follow while making that WBS, making that work breakdown structure. Okay, how the work breakdown structure? First, to identify the major components of the work to be accomplished. It means first you need to find a major part of it, a major task. What is the major task? Just like a process industry, erection of the establishment of the plant, then we know that these are what are the main components in it. One is the building for the plant, that is the civil work. Okay, the electricity work is there, then we have to you erect the various equipments. Equipments might be distillation column, heat exchanger, dryer, sedimentation, whatever it is. Okay, what is these are the main my components. Okay, and now I again divided that subtask. So first we need to identify a major task. So 5 to 10 major work groups to form the top level. So what we do, first I try to get a 5 to 10 major components of the project. It means erection of the building, equipments, electricity. Okay, then I need the office work, administration part, and some other part too. But yes, I am identifying say 5 to 10 from it, and then select the base on the best way to organize the work for the project. So once I select the upper level, once I select the erection of the equipment, one thing means equipments, then I say the construction of the building, the civil work, electricity department, the electrical wires and all other things, instrumentation part, that will be the one thing. Okay, now I measure that component. These are the major components. Now again in the construction of the building, I again divided that part. Now construction of building means the whole building that you have to construct, the admin department that you have to construct, you have to construct the plant, you have to construct the 2 3 different plants at some particular distance. Then what we do, one case is what, a civil work, the construction of the building. Second, again I divided that one in a sub part, just like admin building somewhere else, the distillation type of building somewhere else, the drying zone somewhere else. Okay, so again I am dividing that one. So as much as we try to divide the work or the activities. Okay, now from this diagram you can easily understood what exactly I want to say. So once we understood or we collect the 5 to 10 components, 10 major components from the industry, and then after, see here, a work breakdown structure from top to bottom that identify the next level of the work level. Next level, just like I said that construction of the building is okay. But now again I am dividing the construction of the building in terms of the administration block, the reaction zone, separation zone, the waste zone, maybe the warehouse that you need, maybe some storages that you need. Okay, so what I do, I again the main task which I say the construction of the building, now I divided in a sub task. So that is what, a sub level. So this level 2 1 2 2. So I say there is a, in a first component there is a 2 level, means the 2 components are again I can divide. So I can divide this 2 1 2 2. Similarly, if level 3, so level 1 from here only the one, from level 2 it is a 2 task, from level 3 it may have the 3 tasks. Okay, so what I do, I just divided this part. So this is we call the intended list. This is what it is, intended list. Now this is also the one of simple identification that identify the next level of the work. How we identify, this is one part. Okay, identify next level of work, level 2, under the each major component and list them under their top level groups. Now in the second case you see here, from that one you can easily understood other parts too. So this is the level 1, first 5 components I am consider the major components from the project. Then I divided these major components in 2 levels, 2 parts, one level, level 2, level 2 this one, under this one. Then level 2 is again I divided in these 2 parts and level 2 as it is in a one part. Okay, it means here I am doing, even you can divide this level 3 again 2 3 parts if it is possible. So you can break it as possible as, so that it can be simple to achieve the main components. A main components is here, you need to achieve this one. Okay, so this is the graphical chart. Now second, continues to break down the work under the each level 2. So continue until the top level components are broken down for enough to identify all the work that needs to get done. So as I said, you have to break down as possible as, so that it is easy to work out. Okay. So these are the phases. Okay, work breakdown levels, level phase 1, deliverables, activities and tasks. Now let's take the example. That example is it is the to build up the table. Okay. Now if you want to build up a table, then how we can divide this task? It's a very simple example that I'm taking here. Okay. And from that one you can easily understood the what is mean by WBS. What is mean by WBS? Okay. So here what is the condition? The example is what? It is to build a table, to construct a table. Okay. Now to table build up, what are the main components? How I can divide it that one? We can divide it as designing. First, I need to design a table. This is my first component. Okay. In the to build up the table. What is my second component? My second component is to material obtain. Selection of the material. What type of the material that I have to choose? This is my second component. Third one, table construction. The next task is what? Table construction. What is the fourth task? It is a table finished. What is the fifth task? Table install. So what I did, the table build for the build up of the table, I'm first finding the main work from to build up the table, and the main work are as designing is very important. We need to design which type of the material I need to construct the build up the table, that is to be important. The construction means the execution part, how to construct the table. Okay. Third, the table finishing is the important part, that is also to be here. And lastly, installing the table. Okay. So this is the 5 main sorry task. After that, can we divide this part, this part, this part, this part? Then answer will be the yes. Let's see. So table designing I can divide as a dimension determine. Now again this is the task what a table designing, but now again I am simplifying that task. Ultimately breakdown means what? I am simplifying. How I simplify? Dimensions to determine. First I should know what is the dimension. Okay. So this is the important part from me, from the design part. What is the another task that I can divide? Drawing. Okay. First I am working on the dimensions, then I am working on the drawing. Now these two things are different. A drawing is different, the dimensions are different. So in the designing one, I am discussing with my team about the dimensions, discussing with the team about the drawing. But these two tasks I am divided so that the one team is work on this one and one team to be work on this one. Okay. So that it is easy for them to work here to make a design and to be ready for a next work. Second, material obtain. Again, I divided this material obtain as to material calculation. How much material I need, because my design is ready with the help of these two tasks. Now I have to calculate how much material I need and material purchase, because this is the main task. Because when you say to making a build up a the table, then what type of the material I need, whether I need a steel, whether I need a wood, whether I need a plastic, whatever it is. Okay. And for that one, how much material I needed, and that material is not in your factory, not in your industry, so you need to purchase it from other one. So here again I have to think about the material purchase. So one of the team is working on this one, and the another who is the expertise in purchasing one, they are working on this one. The person who is calculating is not a good person to purchase a material, because there is a need a negotiation with the third party, so that I can get a raw material in cheap rate. And for that one, another team is working on this. So I can divide this material obtained in terms of these two tasks, subtasks, which are material calculation and material purchasing. The table construction. Now again, I can divide this in two parts. What? The part prepared. The first is to part prepared, means the leg, floor, everything you need to prepare. Okay. Second, the part assemble. So I can divide the table construction in two subtasks. What are that? The one is the part prepared. So different parts you prepare it and then you assemble it. Okay, even this part prepared, you can again divide it in sub one. Just like if you are making a table which having the material is the wood and the steel, the plywood you need and the steel you need. Now what you do, the one, this part is again divided. The one task is that some team is working on only on the steel bar. They are making the structure of the steel, and another person who is a carpenter is working on the wood one. So I can divide this wood and this one. Even the people who the task which is say that a steel material to be what we to be prepared, a part to be prepared, means the some team is working on the leg making, leg construction, and some are working on the horizontal bar which they needed. Okay, even we can divide it this subtask too, but yes, here we can only limit it up to the preparing the part, and the second is to assemble that one, assemble the plywood and assemble the steel, so that you will get a table. But now that table is finished? No, because again you need to do some shining to that table, you need to give the paint to that table. Okay, so what is the task is this table finished. In the table finish is again I can divided that task as table sanded, means I have to smoothing that table with the help of the sandpaper. And the second is the table stain, means I have to give the coloring and all other things to that one so that I can decorate that part. So again I divided one this one, another this one. Even you can divide it is sanded in again the two parts. Okay, the you are giving the finishing to the steel, you are giving finishing to the wood, because if your table is made up of the wood and the steel. So I can again divide this 4.1 task in again 2 or 3 subdivided tasks. And the lastly, it is a finish one, table install. Okay, so if you see this structure, then in this structure you can easily understood that I want to build up a table, and for that one I am identifying the main 5 tasks from the from this project. What is that? Designing, material, table construction, finishing, and the table install. And then again, as possible as I try to divide the number of tasks which I identify a major one, and again I divided this one. And also already I give the example that how we can material purchase can be divided in subtasks too, means the material you can purchase from as a steel or as a wood. Now again the two team members or two people is needed. One is going for this purchasing the steel, another is going for to purchasing the plywood, so that they have easily get the material with the cheapest cost and with on the time. Okay, so we can divide it as possible as, so that what is my objective? My objective is to complete the table, to build a table. If you got, I'm not talking about the single table. Okay, you see here, if you have a order of 1000 table and you have to complete the task or completion of that 1000 in 1 month, the another person they give the order to you that within a 1 month you have to give a 1000 table to them. Now if you are not able to divide this structure, then it's very difficult for you to complete that order, because you need a different team and they have to work simultaneously. First the designing part is over. Once it is over, then look at the material, how much material I needed, I have to calculate. Now the single person is not able to do that. First one, he design it, then give the dimensions, then they draw, then they purchasing the material, then they calculating how much material is needed, then they go for the construction. No, a simultaneous works to be done, and that can be possible only when you are making the structure like this one, so that you have a number of teams in this structure. You just give the resources to this component, to this component, to this one, to this one, and this one. So if you have the 20 number of peoples with you, that is the human resources with you, two number of the machineries with you. So how we can manage that part so that I can complete my order? And this is possible only when you are doing a WBS.